All right, in this video, I'm going to pick back up, I believe this is part 2, so problem number 7 on the study guide, or test review. Okay, so we have this symbol here, it's called an element, okay? And basically what it's saying is that this point is part of that function, okay? So when we have x is 2, our function is equal to 3, okay? So let's see what that means for us. This point is going to be x, g of x. So where I have g of x, I can replace it with 3. And then where I have x, I can replace it with 2. And so that is what I'm going to do. All right, so let's see here. G of x gets replaced with 3. X gets replaced with 2. And then I'm going to solve for k plus 3. This is going to be a little bit weird, but actually it's kind of stuff that we've done in the past. We're going to go ahead and multiply, right? Cross multiply here, and we can cross multiply here. So let's see, we're going to have, blue pen back, 3 times k plus 3 equals 2. Let's see, distribute out 3k plus 9 equals 2. Subtract 9 from both sides. I ran out of room. Now let's just move that up and do a little shrink. Okay. So then I've got 3k is equal to negative 7, divide by 3. So I'm going to get k is equal to negative 7 over 3. So that's my first answer there for question part 7. All right. Number 8. Okay. So let's see what we got here. Nope, I don't need a full screen. Number 8, we've got 2 negative 8 is an element of f. Okay, so this point is in that function. And negative 8, 10 is also in that function. So let's figure out what this is. Okay, so we're going to start with the inside part. And we've got f of 2. So f of 2... Let's see, we got 2 ordered pairs. Okay, well, when x is 2 here, then our function is equal to negative 8. So f of 2 equals negative 8. That's the first step. Okay. So then we've got f of, well, we're going to replace f of 2 with negative 8. Okay, and then I want to figure out what, well, f of negative 8 is. So in my other ordered pair, right, I've got negative 8 and then 10. So when x is equal to negative 8, the function is equal to 10. So, this is kind of a weird little situation going on here. But f of 2 is equal to 10. Okay, grab a highlighter. I just want to highlight this so I have an answer. There we go. Okay, next question. All right, so we have f of x here. We've got, there's my highlighter. We've got g of x here, and I want to know what g of f of x is. Okay, so g of f of x. Well, here's the thing. F of x is equal to x plus 2. So where I have f of x here, I can replace that. Let's go ahead and kill that. And let's see, f of x, x plus 2. So in the g function, where I've got x squared plus 5x, let's go ahead and write that x squared plus 5 times x. I'm giving myself space to replace those x's with x plus 2's. All right, let's go ahead and simplify out this right side here. X plus 2 squared. I'm going to take a moment and go ahead and write that out twice. I do highly recommend that so that you don't think it just turns into x squared plus 4, because that would not be correct. You do want to fully distribute. Speaking of fully distribute, we're going to take, let's see, 5 times x, so plus 5x, and then 5 times 2 is positive 10. Let's see, x times x, x squared, 2x, another 2x, and then there's going to be my 4. Keeping the 5x plus 10 for right now. And then last but not least, let's go ahead and combine up some like terms here. So x squared, let's see, 2x, 2x, and 5x. And so, let's see, 2, 4, and 4 plus 5 makes 9x. Whoops, change color back. So plus 9x. And then separately, I've got positive 4 plus 10, so that's going to be 14. And then, so g of f of x is equal to that. Grab my, there's my highlight, come on. Highlight, nope, I'm doing eraser, haha. All right, why is this not showing up? Okay, so that means number 9 is now done. Slide on over. Number 10, I'm asking you to solve that. So let's go ahead and solve this. I'm going to go ahead and add 8. Whoops, get out of highlighter mode. I'm going to add 8 to both sides. So x squared is equal to 8. I'm going to take the square root of both sides. X is equal to, immediately I'm going to put that plus or minus down. And then as far as 8 goes, we can break that up as 2 and 4, 2 and 2. So 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. We've got a pair of 2's. And then the term that did not pair up, which is the other 2, stays on the inside. And so the answer for x squared minus 8 is equal to 0 is x is equal to plus or minus 2 root 2. All right, and then number 11... I can solve number 11 pretty much like I solved the last one. So I'll go ahead and show that method. There's an alternate way. You could actually factor this. So 25x squared is equal to 9. I'm going to go ahead and divide by 25. So x squared is equal to 9 over 25. And yes, I'm going to take the square root of both sides. So let's see here. X is equal to, immediately put the plus or minus down. Now, having a fraction underneath a square root can get a little bit intimidating. Please don't. You're going to break it apart in pieces. So the square root of 9 is just 3. And then the square root of the denominator, square root of 25, is, well, 5. So x is equal to plus or minus this, just 3 over 5. I was about to say square root. I'm like, no, we took the square root out of the problem. So x is equal to that. That's problem number 11. So let's head on down to number 12. Number 12 asks you to find the distance and midpoint. I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to write the distance formula. So distance is equal to a big old square root. x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. And then for midpoint, that's going to be x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. So distance, you're figuring out the difference in the x's, squaring it, figuring out the difference in the y, squaring that, adding them up, and you got a big old square root. Midpoint is the average of the x's and the average of the y's. The little 1s and 2s just mean first x, first y. All right, so let's actually find the distance and a midpoint. So for distance here, d is equal to, I'm going to take my first x, negative 5 minus my second y, x, plus. It took me a second, like, wait a minute, I've got the right signs here. Yes, I do. And then we're going to do the first y minus the second y. Please be super careful with the double negative. Okay, so let's see. Negative 5 minus 1 is going to be negative 6. Then we're going to do negative 6 squared plus 8 minus negative 2 is going to be 10 because 8 plus 2. So let's see what we got here. Negative 6 squared is going to be 36. 10 squared is 100. So add those together, you get 136. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I can divide something out of that mess. So let me give myself some space over here. 136. I'm going to chop it in half. That's going to be 70. It's not going to be 70 anything. I think it's 68. Let me double check that. Let's see. 68 times 2. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, that's right. Brain just short-circuited there for a second. And then 68 is 2 times 34. Sounds right. So 68 divided by 2. Yeah, 34. And then 34 would be 2 times 17. And that's where it stops. So unfortunately, this one's going to be kind of weird. I'm just going to pull it from where I've got it. So I've got a pair of 2s here. Those paired up, that comes on the outside. So let me kind of zoom in here so I can get my mess situated here. So the pair of 2s, that's going to be 2. And then the numbers that didn't pair up, just multiply those back together and they go underneath the radical again. So that's going to be 2 root 34 for my distance. All right, hopefully midpoint's a little bit easier to work with. All right, so midpoint is average of the x's and the average of the y's. So, okay, so we're going to do x plus x. So negative 5 plus 1 divided by 2, and then y plus y, so 8 plus negative 2 divided by 2. So let's see, negative 5 plus 1 is going to be negative 4 over 2. 8 plus negative 2 is 6 over 2. So that's going to be negative 2. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And I believe that is my midpoint. All right, the video has hit the time limit that I wanted to hit at or close to. So I'm going to go ahead and call it there. That's going to be questions 7 through 12. I will, of course, keep making more videos until I run out of review to do. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'll see you in the next one.